What's up, you guys? I hope your guys' week is going a lot better than my Tesla stock. It's down. But anyways, that's not what we're talking about today. Today, I've actually got a lot of questions about how much did it cost to actually start your e-commerce brand, and how much can I expect to be paying to get started in dropshipping and running an e-commerce store. Now, even though I don't dropship, I always give this disclaimer. I actually do hold inventory, but I do know dropshipping and Shopify and digital marketing like the back of my hand. So, as we commence. But before we get started, do not forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Give this video a thumbs up a couple times, hit that like button, and leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Let's have a discussion about e-commerce, digital marketing, what you ate for breakfast, any of the above. All right, you guys, so let's get into it. All right, so like I said, I had a lot of questions of how much did it actually cost you to get started in e-commerce. So I'm going to give a little backstory of my personal journey in e-commerce. So I started my first e-commerce store back in 2013 with, actually I think it was 2012 with little to no success. But currently, the brand that I'm running right now, that I started 2 years ago, exactly 2 years ago actually, is the brand that is going to hit $1 million in revenue within the next 20, 30 days, if everything stays on trend. That is not by chance, and that is not by luck. That is definitely by hard work, dedication, and perseverance, and literally grinding 24/7 to run my businesses and to actually get to the point where I can profit and take 5 minutes of a breath every day to be like, okay, this is what we did, this is where we're going, it's all going to be good. So I started back in August 2018, but our first full month was actually September 2018. Do the math. If we started like the 23rd of August, I just don't count that as a full month. So we're going to take September 2018. And I'm going to talk about how much we actually made and how much it actually cost me to make that amount. Now, I will say I did not dropship, but there was a point where I was having my stuff manufactured and then buying it from the supplier as I needed it in chunks of like 5 to 10 pieces. So keep that in mind as I tell the story. So I got this idea through, I had modeled in LA for quite a while and worked in the, been in the fashion and streetwear and that whole space for quite a long time. And I decided that I wanted to go to the back end and try my hand in some more entrepreneurial stuff because I have done it in the past and I felt like I had a good grasp of what it took to actually run an e-commerce store finally through all my failures and tiny successes that I had. I felt like I had a good backup of knowledge to figure out how we could do this. So the first thing that I started with my Shopify store, which cost $29 a month, but they do offer a 14-day free trial. And I feel like I didn't look this number up, I should have, but I know that we had made like, I think I want to say like $1,700 in our first 14 days. And I thought that was like incredible. I was like, oh my gosh, we made $1,700 before our free trial was up. And I was like, I made a note about that in my phone back in like August 2018. It's pretty cool to read those things. And now $1,700 is like first half of a day, a couple hours in a day, which is actually a crazy thing to think about. That's not me bragging, and that's not me trying to like flex anything because that's weird. That's literally just, that's just the truth of like, of what 2 years of dedication of e-commerce can actually get you to and where you can go. So with my minimal investment that I did make on my Shopify, which was $0, I made at least $1,000 in revenue before my 14-day free trial was up. But we're going to add that into September, our costs of starting the business. We're just going to say that your Shopify store will cost $29. Now, you're probably thinking, what is Shopify if you're new to this? Shopify is the brain of your e-commerce store. It is the back end and the bones of your system. So basically on Shopify, you can upload your products to your own website. So it's your own domain, www.yourdomain.com, and then you link that to your Shopify store. And then Shopify has a back end where you can upload your products, you can do your product descriptions, you can upload your images, you can upload themes, which you can find free themes on the internet. You can use free themes that Shopify already uses. Or you can just, if you're good at coding and you know how to do it, then you can completely create your own theme. And I highly recommend, if you start, just use a free theme and use this app called Shogun. I'll put it down in the description box. But that app will allow you to drag and drop your website the way that you want it to look. So literally you can have no experience in coding. If you just know how to drag and drop on this little system, on this app, then you can really create a good store off of a free theme. Also with Shopify, you can use, has reports that you can run your analytic reports. They also allow you to use their system called Shopify Payments or Shop Pay. And you are allowed to, and they will run your payments and process your credit card payments through their system, and then deposit that into your bank account. Also with ShopPay or Shopify Payments, they also allow you to, the more money that you make and the more revenue that you are running through their system, they have a thing called Shopify Capital, which they will give you offers for money. They will give you loans, and you pay that directly off of your daily sales and your daily sales receipts and your deposits. So that's also something to think about, because they will offer you, I think I've seen an offer for us of upwards of $100,000. I have taken them in the past. I don't really take them anymore because with the business, we're more professional now, and we have a good solid footing and we have a good background, but we are allowed to, I can go to the bank and get a loan or use my line of credits or any of the above. But all of that aside, we're getting back to what we're talking about. I use Shopify, and I highly recommend using Shopify because it's $29 a month starting out. There's more. You can go up from there based on different themes that you need, or based on the different systems. All right. So then the next thing that I did, I was like, okay, I have my website built. It cost me $30. So now I need to figure out how I'm going to get this out to my customers, or how I'm going to get this out to the people to show them that they can purchase this product. So with that, I started a Facebook ad campaign, because when you think of digital marketing, the first thing anybody thinks about is Facebook ads. I highly recommend using Facebook and Instagram advertising. It is super simple to learn. It is also, it's low price, honestly, for what you can get, for what you can do on it. For my first month in business, I was spending $50 a day on average, and then started scaling up on day 3 to $100. And for that total month, I did, let me look down real fast, I did $1,760. We spent $1,760 on Facebook and Instagram ads, and that was the only place that I advertised. I started an Instagram page with 0 followers, and by the end of that month, I think I maybe had 60. And then same with the Facebook page, 0 likes, and I think we had 30 likes on that. All of that was organically grown through our Facebook campaigns. So if you're going to start out with a small budget, and then once you start to gain traction with sales and conversions through those campaigns, that's when you can start scaling, and that's when you know that's basically going to be the launch pad for your business, your dropshipping store, your e-commerce brand, is your Facebook and Instagram advertising. That's what I highly recommend. The next thing I spent in that first month was I spent $20 to do on this thing called SMS Bump. I just preloaded my account. So basically I set up this thing on there. It's just an app on Shopify. I set it up to when somebody abandons a checkout, or when we gather their information, that we can send them text messages straight to their phone that say, hey, you have something in your cart, you should come back and you should buy this item. And it actually works. It works like gold. I've talked about it in previous videos. I'll link those down below so you can learn a little more about SMS Bump. But I highly recommend it, and I started that with a $20 budget, and for the whole month, and that I probably only used half of that because text messages are so cheap to send, and SMS Bump makes it super simple on Shopify to send those and set up your reoccurring text messages for abandoned checkouts. I also spent $19.90 on another app on Shopify that, I mean, you really don't need it, but I find it super useful and I think it's super underrated. It's called Better Reports. I'll link that right here too. Better Reports, basically you can run a report of anything on your store. Like it's literally like you can create your own report. And I like to use it for counting our inventory, and I like to use it for financials and transactions to gauge like how much we actually spent in shipping costs and how much we actually spent in like transaction fees and all that. So I highly recommend getting Better Reports. But if you want to save that $20 on your first couple of months or your first starting out, then just do it by hand. Start a journal and like you can start making reports that way. Use your brain a little bit more. All right, I also spent about $360 on shipping that month because I don't actually have my receipts saved for this, because we were taking the items, packaging them up, and then I was taking them to the post office and I was making the lady at the desk create a label for them. And I was doing that every day that we would get an order. I would do the orders, like 3 or 4 of them, whatever I'd get, and then just take it down there. Like looking, like during when I was in that time, I was like, this is like the easiest, most simple way to do this. But looking back and like actually just printing them out on site from our Shopify makes it so much more simple, and it saves so much time. I remember the last time that we actually took this items in there to have them put the label on it, the lady looked at me like I was like batshit crazy, because I took like 300 or like 200 packages in there, and she was like, "You're really gonna make me do all of this?" But moved on from that. So I highly recommend using your Shopify back end to actually print off the shipping labels, because it's cheaper. You get a discount, and it's like super to save so much time. It doesn't even make a hassle. But I spent $360 on shipping that month. All right, so now you're probably thinking like, how much did you actually make your first month on your Shopify store? So I made $3,999.88 my first month on Shopify. And that is total revenue, that is not profit. Because if you take everything minus those costs, that puts me at a profit of $756.48 for the whole month in business. But I will give you a disclaimer on this, that with literally no knowledge of Shopify, with little to no knowledge of e-commerce, of what I had done in the past, but like, I don't know, like I feel like once you get into it, it's so different than you expect it to be. So I'm going with like, I was a super noob, and I profited my first month and I didn't lose money, and I made $700. Like, I mean, that's cool. Like at the time I was like $700 extra this month, like ka-ching. I'm down with it. So now how much did it actually cost to get started? Well, my Shopify plan was free for 14 days, and I had made money before that was up, so that cost me $0. All I had to do was link my bank account or link my card to it to get me to that point. Buying the products, I mean, honestly, I bought maybe $200 worth of stuff for manufacturing, and then I let my manufacturer hold those, and then I purchased them as I need it and kind of made them as we went, because I was kind of in the position to. It was like an altered reality of dropshipping, but I think I spent $250 on my actual product at the beginning, and then my advertising costs, even though I spent $1,700 on advertising that month, it was honestly, like starting out, this is like a little trick I probably shouldn't even say out loud, is that you can like take your Facebook and you can link your card, but they won't charge your card until you've hit like $50. Well, at the time it was like that. So you basically link your card to your Facebook profile or your Facebook Business Manager account, and you start running your ads. You don't pay for them up front. So like you could start making conversions before you even get your card even gets hit for those Facebook ads. So right there, like I'm gonna say $50. So what, $300 to actually start your brand? If you're drop shipping though, you cut out that $250 and you actually have no product cost until you actually sell the product, but your profits are lower. But I mean, in the long run, like you could literally start a brand for free. You could start a drop shipping store with zero money. So, I mean, honestly, I think that everybody should like start honestly thinking about the future of e-commerce and the future of the internet and the future of social media. And I think that there's a lot of steam coming from Shopify and e-commerce and even dropshipping as it is. I think dropshipping is going to change a little bit from what it is now, but right now is the perfect time to start dropshipping and to start building your e-commerce brand. So, with that being said, I hope that if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. As you know, we love that subscribe button and that like button. And I hope to see you guys next time. I hope our next week is going better than our Tesla stocks were this week, and I hope that we can make our money back. Alright, you guys. I will talk to you guys next time. Be safe and hit that subscribe button. Bye.